Um, this is the original Hebrew Israelites. This is our class. I'm just excited about just so much information, more information that I am really being blessed to find. It's beautiful. And it's good for all of us. Amen. And so I want to really kind of utilize our time today, talk about several things. You know, when we're talking about Hebrew, many people say, well, why everybody not Hebrew? So where did that come from? And so we want to talk about that. Another thing is we want to pick up about Alice Bailey. And so that was part of your homework. And so that was part of your homework, and the good part about it is going to share some revelation about systems. God's kingdom versus systems that's already in place for you to walk into. So I'm going to ask a couple of questions and then you all can give the insight. First of all, when was this written? Alice Bailey, 10 points. When did she release that prophecy? Oh, they call her a prophet, right? Yeah. Right? When was it written? When did she release it?
It's not 5 years ago.
Huh?
She died in 49.
Right, she died.
So she died in 49.
Right, she was born in 1880.
She died in 49.
And she was born in 1880.
Born 1880. Okay.
In the 30s or 40s.
Huh?
1930s or 40s, somewhere between that time.
Was it 1919 around that time?
I think when everything's like the meeting at Jekyll Island took place in the early 1900s, 1919, 1920, that's, you know, when the Federal Reserve Board was created. And that's some more homework. We won't get into the homework right now. But, so we see she was born in 1880, died 1949.
Right.
So approximately when do you think the prophetic word was released? They call it prophetic word. 1916? I think between 1916 and 1920, when everybody, the meeting of the minds and the think tanks got started. Huh?
Because she married her husband in 1919, the Bailey man, not the Evans she married earlier.
So 1919 she married.
Foster Bailey.
How about that?
She moved to the United States in 1907.
So where was she from?
She was British.
She's from England.
Right.
Look at the connection.
Manchester, England.
Look at the connection. Okay. What's your overview? What's your thought?
I just think that, first of all, they claim a man met her in her bedroom at the age of 15 out there with a turban on his head. And I think that it was Satan myself.
I would think.
Yeah, and he told her she needed to discipline herself so that she could be prepared for the work that he had for her to do. No, it wasn't. It wasn't God. at the age of 22, Bailey did evangelical work in connection with the YMCA and the British Army. And this took her to India in 1907, where she met her husband, Walter Evans, the first husband. And they had 3 children together. And her second husband was Foster Bailey. They married in 1921. And they also had a magazine called Lucifer. And that's from the root lucis, Lucis. And they said that means light. I didn't know lucis meant light. In Latin, it's not light in my book, but anyway, that's what they say. And the Theosophical Society also used the name Lucifer for its early magazine, which was founded by Bailey. And also, which included the Arkwright School, the World, Goodwill, Triangles, a quarterly magazine called The Beacon, and a publishing company primarily intended to publish Bailey's many books.
Did they call her a prophet?
I didn't see what they call her prophet. Did you see?
She was a Mason.
She was a Mason, and they called her a prophet.
New Age.
Yeah, New Age. She was the first one to mention New Age, yeah.
It formed the Luciferic one world
Wait.
They formed the Luciferic one world government.
Okay, wait a minute.
It was a hidden agenda.
One world,
It was the one world, the Luciferic one world government.
are they still trying to form a one world government now?
Yes.
One world order?
Yes.
Okay. That's major. And it came from Alice Bailey. When you first started hearing about a one world order. Did she ever state what the one world order was going to be, what they were going to institute?
Well, that's when she started doing the 10 points, taking prayer.
What's the 10 points? And see, I'm saying about the time that she wrote these 10 points. Who did she present it to? She presented it to the government, okay? And it's around this point, and it was to execute a plan or a system. Y'all want to talk about the 10 points?
Before I read it,
Mm-hmm.
it was a 50-year strategy.
Huh?
It was a 50-year strategy. So you consider
It was a 50-year
strategy.
strategy.
So if you consider the fact that it's to 1960 or 20s, 50 years, all of it was been in place and it's still
It's still in place.
today. The first one,
First.
take God and prayer out of the education system.
What?
Take God and prayer out of the education
So
system.
I said if that was executed, when? When did they take her out? She released this in, say, 1916 to 1920s. I think 1920s is where we can really be secure in her releasing it. When was prayer taken out of school?
The 60s.
Huh?
During the 60s.
In the 60s. It became what?
Separation of government.
It became law. Okay? So, is it still that way today?
Yes.
Okay? Second?
It's just a reduced parental authority over the children.
Huh?
Reduced parental authority over the children.
Reduce parental authority over the children. Have that been executed?
Yes.
Huh? big time, because now it is this working parents,
Yes.
but not only that, single parents.
Right.
And then they call it the latchkey kids. Where they had what? Keys.
To let themselves in.
Mm-hmm. Then they had the after school programs, right? Huh?
Yeah. And they promoted excessive child rights.
And they promoted what? Excessive child rights. So now a kid can call when they were getting spanked, and now they can call CPS. Huh?
Yeah, that was 1997 to 1998 in South Africa. They reduced child rights legislation.
Was it executed?
Yeah.
Was it? Did it become law?
Yes.
Do y'all know when it became law?
I think
60s.
1997 to 1998.
Now, by the time 70s, CPS was already starting to.
They went full swing.
Mm-hmm. 80s, it was over.
Okay.
Dr. Wynn, you got something?
Oh, no.
Yes. So was it executed?
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead on. Oh, you got something, Dr. Wynn?
Oh, no.
Oh, she don't have anything.
Oh, not yet.
And next?
Number 3, destroy the Judeo-Christian family structure or the traditional Christian family structure.
Say it again.
Destroy the Judeo-Christian family structure or the traditional Christian family structure.
What does that mean?
She said if you break down the family, you break down the nation. If you break down, because if you can break down the family structure, you break down the nation.
Has that happened?
Yes,
Divorce is the highest
yes.
in America.
Single family homes.
Huh?
Single family homes.
Lots of them.
Happen.
Promoting. I don't need a man, but I can have a baby.
Right.
Legalize abortion.
Yes.
Is wait a minute, is that under that one? Or is it the next one?
The promotion of sexual promiscuity and using the
So what?
sexual promiscuity among young people, the freedom to have premarital sex, so that they enjoy it, fantasize about it, and they use a major advertising industry and media to promote it.
So, and they turn around and made Hugh Hefner, and we were goofy, and we didn't know he was the biggest imp ever, and he had a doggone brothel where everybody came to it, and he became an icon of the Playboy industry. When did Playboy come out?
In 60s.
Huh?
Was it the 60s?
The first
What about
published came
60s,
out
50s?
1950 was the first published.
Okay.
So start flipping it. Pornography is high in the church. It is still right now today. So now, and that's why the Hebrew Israelites and the media is owned by Jews.
The fake Jews.
Those who say they are Jews. And so they keep the dancing and the nakedness and all of that kind of stuff before the people. Keep it before the people, keep it before their eyes. They own the industry, the entertainment industry. And I just watched them. Nobody said that Hugh Hefner was a pimp. They never said it. He was hugged by everybody. Oh, Hugh gone. Let's do the magazines. So we're from magazines to now. You can look on TV. It is just, it does not even. You sit up there watching it all and say, oh my goodness. They cuss. You see everything. But Hebrew Israelites, there's a Hebrew way, and it's geared toward our people. This is geared toward people. Somebody else say something about, what is that? And the youngsters. Make it attractive to them. So let's give them condoms in the schools. Let's teach them about premarital sex, how to have safe sex. Don't teach abstinence. And the highest is in what race of people? African Americans and Latinos. The only thing, there was a backlash. And it comes to what she said about abortions? What she said about abortions?
Abortion was a part of the plan to give women it was part of the plan to give women the right to make the decision to end the pregnancy, whether they wanted it or not. And they even started the timing, of that. It was a mass, it wasn't really an infant, so an embryo.
Right.
So they justified, the term of that pregnancy. And it was, it was running rampant. You'd have an abortion at any point in a pregnancy.
But a backlash. And a backlash in such a way that it was more Caucasians having abortions. That now the race, they're no longer the majority, but they're a minority. And when they started becoming the minority, they began to talk about pro-life. And Planned Parenthood was all about allowing a reduced rate for abortions, and they were all in most of the majority of them were in minority neighborhoods. Comment, anybody? Interesting, huh? Okay.
Number 4. If sex is free, then make abortion legal and make it easy. Build clinics for abortion, health clinics in schools, and people are going to enjoy the joy of sexual relationships. They need to be free of unnecessary fears. In other words, they should not be hampered with unwanted pregnancies. And that was her stance on it. Abortion, as told by Christians, is oppressive and denies our rights. We have a right to choose whether we want to have a child or not. If a woman does not want the pregnancy, she should have the freedom to get rid of that pregnancy painless and as easy as possible.
So is that
Those were her words.
right now? Do y'all see this? This was in place prior. This was in place in 1920s. Presented to governments. And then it was executed.
We also have the morning after pill. Very easy. Make it easy and seamless.
What else?
Make divorce easy and legal. Free people from the concept of marriage for life.
Make divorce what?
Make divorce easy and legal. And free people from the concept of marriage for life.
Free people from the concept of marriage for life. Is that executed?
Yes.
So easy to get a divorce. Oh, I don't like it. I'm sorry. Mm-mm. It's easy. And what does it say? The concept of marriage for life, let's not talk about that no more. Let's not talk about longevity. Do you ever hear marriage for life?
You hear about it, but it's so far in between.
It's so far in between. What you hear about is divorce.
They get married.
Short, medium, long, don't matter. Been married 50 years, divorce. That's why I really believe it has to be God putting people together. They don't do premarital counseling anymore. Where God puts together, oh no, I like him. I like he. But then after a while, you divorce he. No. It should be for purpose. It should be for potential. It should be more than just I like him or he got money or she got money. It should be for life. It should be for purpose. Yeah, yeah.
In the Lord and every aspect of life.
I got it. Oh, say it again.
You should marry to help each other improve for life, through life, not on, with the Lord as well as in every aspect of life. And the way people see love as a feeling, love is not a feeling, it's an action word.
Amen. Anybody else?
Make homosexuality an alternative lifestyle. She preached over 65 years ago that sexual enjoyment is the highest pleasure in humanity. No one must be denied and no one must be restricted how they enjoy themselves. People should be allowed to enjoy themselves whichever way they choose or want, whether it is homosexuality or incest or bestiality, as long as the two agree.
So, homosexual as an eternal, what lifestyle? An alternative lifestyle. That was really back then. That's what I'm saying. How they have systems in place. And one thing I was telling Apostle Leonard was, what about when he say bow down to idols? That it includes bowing down to systems. We would choose not to do the kingdom way. What about bowing down to a system? We made a system an idol. When we, and as the children of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites, Yehuda, they were to seek the Lord because they had the law in them. They were to walk by faith and not by sight. As an alternative lifestyle. Oh, really? Oh, but it's the law now. It is, she presented it to the government, and now it's the law. As a matter of fact, everything that was written is now law. Everything, every point she had is now a law. Now it is a right.
I was wanting to say that it appeared that every one of her marching orders was anti to God. There was not one single
Not
point
one.
that edified any part of the word.
Right.
I mean, every one of her marching orders was to tear and to strip away, she thought, the power that was vested in God. And I mean, she just had a very bad marching order. It's terrible.
That was straight from the enemy.
At age 15.
Okay, next. Okay, wait a minute. So when President Obama, which I don't think it was really his intent, but when Biden said something, he backed Biden up. But it was like, because he released it, he would have stood with it. Because if not, it would have created this storm. But that created a finalization on same-sex marriages. It went on, it became law. Where at first it was not acknowledged. It became the law. Something that she released. You see the systems? While we're talking about it, you gotta see systems that are in place for you to follow already. And God has a system in place. He said, look, don't be conformed to this world. Don't be conformed to this world. But what does it say? But be ye transformed what? Hey, renew this. Don't be moved by what you see.
I was just listening, and the 10 points what she created when that thing came into the room and caused her to go in that direction. And I'm reminded that God told Noah that the spirits that come after his sons were malignant, and they were coming to kill and destroy. Malignant. Something gets under, something that causes something to die and not to live. And so it sounds like to me that she planted something into a place that was living and causing this destruction to go forward. And when you said that, that's what I felt. This is like a malignant spirit. This is a spirit that's causing hindrances and wants to kill. And it's magnifying itself. You know, it's been planted, but now since then, it has actually risen even higher. It's going to places now, you know, that people, you can't tell them that this is not what it is, but
it's the law.
But only Judah, when they rise, has the power to speak against not the person, but the spirit that they have built up inside of them that caused them to go into places where they are. And so it's very important that we begin to know really who we are. No more the church is how we say the church. No, it's the who you are coming forward that God is pressing us because of that which they're doing. Because if that thing is malignant, it's going to try to get in your family. It's going to try to get in your friends. It's going to try to get in the people who you know. It's going to try to get in that place. So if it's malignant, we have to begin to speak against it. Amen.
And the thing about it is, it's the law. It's a world law. And God has his laws that we must abide by. Amen? So for all her 8 points are what? The law.
Debase art.
I'm sorry. There's nothing hidden up under the sun that God doesn't already know. And here, as I'm looking in the book of, whatever book this is, Jubilees, God has already told us how to deal with it. He told Noah how to deal with this thing. So we have to go back to the laws that's been already planted from the beginning in order to deal with that thing.
Debase, yes, debase art and make it run mad. Promote new forms of art which will corrupt and defile the imagination of people, because art is the language of the spirit. That which is inside you can bring out in painting, music, drama, etc. Look at the quality of the music that is coming out, the films out of Hollywood.
So what, say it again?
Look at what's out there today in terms of
It's
art,
out there.
music, drama.
It's out there. You want to comment on that? Read it again, please.
Debase art, make it run mad, promote new forms of art which will corrupt and defile the imagination of people, because art is the language of the spirit. That which is inside you can bring out in painting, music, drama, etc.
So, the art that we see now is on the body. Tattoos. So they took art out of the schools. They don't have art like they used to, art classes, music classes. You know, everybody had to learn an instrument when I was in school. You don't have to learn an instrument now. We all had to take art classes. So art, and they're trying to bring it back, brings on creativity. It stimulates the mind. But the art we see is a different kind of art. What other kind of art besides tattoos we see? Shucks.
Wow.
Yeah. A whole bunch of piercings. I mean, here, and I saw somebody had a big old hole in, and then I wound up staring. Help me, Lord, I'm staring, you know? What'd you say?
I was gonna say about the video games that kids play for family violence. That would be a form of art, because it corrupts kids' minds.
Form of entertainment.
And the name of most of those games is called electronic arts. That's the name of those games. They're called electronic arts to produce those games out there. The ones, I forgot the one. You ever see the one with the car ride? You ride in the car, you ride next to the car, you open the door, pull the man out the car, hit him in the head, take his car, take off.
Wow.
Grand Theft Auto, that's it. Electronic arts.
Isn't that something? My daughter, those kids can only be in front of the games for a certain period of time. And then she takes it away.
Then you gotta be careful which ones get played in the first place.
Oh yeah, she monitors.
So I think you
Yeah, you have to monitor. That's again, the parental guidance.
Right.
A lot of them don't monitor nothing. Don't monitor the movies.
Right. Too much cussing, even in commercials on TV.
They just start cussing like crazy. Like, what the world?
And some of all of these movies, Exorcist, Poltergeist, all of that. You know,
The dark side.
all those dark
Yes,
side.
all those vampire movies.
Give her the mic.
You're talking, I think, about the subliminal. What is that when they show you the subliminal messages, when they show you one thing, but behind it, there's a totally different message. And they play on the subconscious mind of the person that's watching it.
And what about some of that music that if that has a subliminal message in it.
Yes.
Then if you can play some of it backwards, you can hear it.
I believe we're moving in a
Assistant.
backward state already. I think everything now in the United States, the
original Hebrew language is from right to left, and so now we go from left to right. We're actually doing things backward the way God intended it from the beginning. But then you have people taking it a little bit further. You got other music people who taking music and slowing the music really slow, and now you're hearing this and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think I'm ready for this one. You know, I'm gonna let this one here go. I'm gonna keep on going. But you carry a spirit, a Holy Ghost, and you are feeding it the Word of God. And so here's the thing. If you're not feeding the Spirit of God that dwells in you, then you'll fall for anything because you haven't really been putting the things that's off into it. And so when you see this here thing, the malignant thing going forward, you're inducing it into you because you have backed away from your prayers. You haven't really got to it. Yeah, I got this here thing today, and I got this. I got the 12 o'clock meeting. I got the 2 o'clock meeting, 5 o'clock. You know, you haven't really spent time with God. And so the world is continually going and doing their pathway, but is it feasible to say that you are to follow the pathway that they're going? So you have to really separate yourself away from that because there's a lot of crazy things going on here. We got a president who don't know which way to go. You know, I mean, you have to be in prayer. So there's a lot of things going on to learn all what you need to. And by us being who we are, we can go and say, okay, we are Judah. Well, what does Judah mean? There is a lot that Judah means that we don't even know about. But when you start getting to a point that you owning that which God said you are, now you're moving in the right direction because now you're speaking from ownership to something, out into the atmosphere. If not, then what you're doing, you just letting things pass on by and become no effect. Well, what do you think the reaping and sowing law saying about you? Oh, you just let that on pass. So the next time it comes, what you going to do? Let it on pass. You have to be able to make a choice to stand for something. Because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
I would like to go back to, and I just had this thought. Remember all those people that were in Cuba, and they had something to happen to their minds?
Yes.
And so when I saw this about debase art, make it run mad, one of the things that I thought about was the music. Because there can be sounds engraved into that music that does something, with your mind. And so whatever happened over in Cuba, that's why we have to be sober and vigilant in this hour. Because the enemy is full of tricks, schemes, and tactics. And he can come at you anyway. And I feel like this right here is a form of letting, the enemy in. And it's all directed to your mind.
So, I didn't know what happened in Cuba. So, fill me in, because I didn't know either. And how long ago?
How long ago?
A couple of months ago.
A couple of months.
Yeah.
After President Obama opened up the gates?
Well, it was recent.
Yes.
It was the Cuban embassy. They were releasing sounds to the American ambassadors, and they started getting severe headaches, and some of them even suffered permanent
Brain damage.
brain damage. Yeah, it was the Russians were releasing these sounds in the American embassy in Cuba.
So I feel like they will start integrating, and maybe they're already doing it, in the music. And this next one, the media, you know, wow.
But they brought those people from Embassy and Cuba back to Washington. Because they were unable to function. They couldn't function.
Look at that type of nuclear type.
Some kind of sonic thing.
Some type of mass destruction weapon. I did not know that. And it goes along with the Tuskegee Project. You know, so, because when we look at those that are in Cuba, we're talking about the Hebrew Israelites. Wow. And a whole bunch of them. Huh? What you say?
You know, this, I'm gonna take it back off of
I'm gonna ride off of a flow off of what you're saying. Months ago, they tried to set up this place all in the United States, but they had too many ants over here to eat up all of the equipment. So they had to take it out of the United States, so they took it over to other countries. And so this thing I'm talking about, CERN. And so CERN, they were able to release something in the atmosphere that actually, in Scotland, I think it was, this place was so big that they released, and they saw demons walking down the street. They had opened up a portal that has been locked down. God had took this guy who came from heaven, the angel who came from heaven, and God said, go and take him, secure him down, dig a hole in the ground, put him in there, and cover him up until the rocks until the end days. And so when CERN tried to make a device, and what they're trying to do is put you here, disintegrate you here, and then make you reappear here. Well, what they did was they tapped off into the God particles, and this was the negative particles that God has, that has held down the demons that did, or the fallen angels that did what they did. And so the sound is what they had. And sound like to me, they perfected that sound that you're talking about that causes these things to come forward. And so, and God has been telling me a whole lot about this thing, CERN. You can't take it and put it in the back of your head. You got to keep it before you. You got to look forward. You have to dig off into it and see what this thing, CERN, is doing, because where have they advanced to now? And it sounds like to me they couldn't come to the United States. So the closest place they could go to is Cuba. Well, North Carolina. They did something in North Carolina, and it seemed like to me all hell broke loose. Pandemonium broke out at the college. People started doing stuff, falling out, killing, dying and stuff. All of that stuff started happening, and people didn't even know what was going on. Because what you mean? He acted crazy in the middle of the street? You know, lost his mind, not knowing that he appointed something and let something go. And so these things here we got to pay attention to. You know, those things, that's a magnitude. That's something that's not minute, it's huge.
I didn't know that.
And so now we have to go back and look and see how far CERN has advanced itself. Because the last time I heard, what was last year, that I've stayed up with CERN and what they was doing, and they have these physicists who tell you all this stuff about how crazy these things, this thing, once they turn that machine on, things go crazy, people go crazy. Start turning flips and all that kind of stuff.
And the dark matter.
Yeah, that dark matter began to come forward and all of that. That sounds just like CERN have advanced. They have found some. They were looking for the God particle.
Wow.
But the God particle that they were looking for is not in the earth. It's in us. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's in us, yeah. Because we carry the God particle. We carry the God particle, so somebody or something has actually given themselves over to this thing so it can be able to be practiced. That's all I can say.
Because they were looking for, they said this particular particle is in everything. Everything. And so since it was in everything, they came up with the name, the God particle. Because God is in everything. It's made up of all these particles. Amen?
Wow.
We are standing still, but really we're moving at a gazillion miles an hour. Everything is. So they called it the God particle. But when they would turn on CERN, they were looking for more. And so Stephen Hawkins, Hawkins, and this is homework. What did Stephen Hawkins warn them when they turn on CERN?
What is CERN?
Homework, what is CERN?
Is it C-E-R-N?
CERN. Stand for something.
It's a C.E.R.
There it is right there.